Hey everyone, it's Priscilla from... Look at me. Huh? Why haven't you finished me? I literally see you doing everything else. You don't even have any eyes. Well, whose fault is that? Well, you literally could finish me today. I know that's true, but... Why won't you? I don't know. Maybe you've been there. Maybe not the part about the inanimate object talking to you that has no eyes or mouth, but maybe you started a project and it started off strong. You were excited, you were focused, you had a plan, you're ready to go, and then all of a sudden, poof, gone. All that motivation, all that confidence, all that excitement, out the window. Maybe you got tired, maybe too many different things could have happened, but I'm not a guru or a person who knows everything, but all I can share is my experience. The many reasons why we may stop working on a project that we used to be really excited about. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit. So before we get started, oh goodness, comment below what helps you finish your project when you start losing the groove, and maybe it can help someone else. So comment below what helped you when you start procrastinating. So for the first time or second time, I have a more planned out script because I don't want to start rambling like I usually do. And yes, I did just throw this rainbow cardigan over all my stuff because my desk is a mess. So one of the first reasons why you might be putting off your project is because you haven't got it planned out. Sometimes you just don't know what to do next, or you don't know how long it'll take to figure out what to do next. So you're just kind of stuck in like the limbo of your brain's all jumbled up. You got so many thoughts running through your head like, oh, I gotta do this, but it's not all planned out and ready to go. So my advice to you would be get some paper or your phone, maybe not your phone's too distracting. Get some paper, pencil, but like back in the day, and just write out all the things you have to do next. If you don't know what to do next, take 5 minutes just to research what next part of your project is. Like when I'm writing a pattern, I'll like stop, I'm like, okay, because now I don't know what to do next. I'm just gonna put it to the side and never look at it again because I don't feel like figuring out the next step. But having it visually in front of you in bite-sized steps, you can know exactly what to do next and just continue on and stop being stuck with your brain full of different ideas. And just choose something, focus on it, plan it out, and get it done. I think we really underestimate the power of writing things out and visually knowing what we're gonna do. And having little dates or goals to get each step done helps as well, but that's up to you. So I need to work on these eyes, and I did not opt in to do the safety eye method because I just didn't feel like going and buying more stuff, but I'm just stuck because I'm like, what am I going to do for the eyes? I haven't done any research. I haven't really thought about it. That's what we're going to do now. We're going to work on this doll while we're talking about not finishing projects. So let's go ahead and find out what I want to do for her little eyes. So I did end up trying to make these eyes, but I realized that they were going to turn out way too big. So I was going to have to do some trial and error to figure out what I wanted to do, which kind of leads us to our next point. The next thing I want to talk about is being scared of failing and just messing up and not coming out right. That is a big thing that I'm constantly working on myself. Is just being afraid of messing up and having to start over, or just redo everything and take things apart. Like I'm working on the eyeball right now and I'm already realizing it's going to be too big. I know it's a very small thing, but I'm just like, man, now I gotta take it apart and do the whole thing over again, find a different pattern, make up my own eye pattern and go from there. I probably will end up doing that, but we have to sometimes stop thinking about how can I mess up, or like instead of thinking about how I can mess up, think about what can I learn? What am I going to get out of this? And we have to understand that messing up or failing, which I'm not going to call it, just making a mistake, learning how to not do something, is a part of life. It's a part of everything we're going to do. We're never going to be perfect. But what we can do is we can make a mistake, maybe take a project apart, redo a certain area of it, and learn something from it and be better prepared for our next project, or learn to be more efficient. Like when I was making my Andrina harem pants pattern, I had to take the whole thing apart. I was almost done. I had to take the whole thing apart, Crocheting pants takes hours and hours. And you know, like, you know what I could have done? I could have been like, man, that was not fun. I'm going to put it to the side and not work on it ever again. But if I did that, it would not be one of my best selling patterns today. I had to redo it, put in the effort, and make it better. And I learned how to do something, how to not do it when measurements are too big and fun things like that. But it's a part of the process. That's what, you know, creating is. That's what doing things is. It's like what learning things is that you have to mess up sometimes to get better. And it's really hard for someone like me who doesn't like messing up. But I had to learn that. And it's something that we all have to constantly remind ourselves of. And it's a process, but in the end, it's definitely worth it. So I have gotten so much better at being okay with taking things apart and starting over. I even tried making my own pattern, and honestly it did not turn out well, but I did end up finding a really great tutorial on YouTube, and I really like how these turned out. And she's having eye surgery right now, and I have to show y'all how she turned out later. And sometimes you are just a procrastinator, and if so, you gotta pull yourself together. I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, pull yourself together. A lot of times procrastination is based off of feeling. I don't feel like it. I gotta do this. I feel this way, I feel that way. And we have to get to a point in our lives as an adult or whatever age you are that we can't let our emotions and our feelings run our lives. Now, we can feel things. Obviously, we're gonna do that no matter what. But we can feel things but decide to react to how we're feeling differently. Like, I might not feel like trying to freaking figure out what to do with these dang granny squares. I made so many of them and I don't know what to do. Also, if you want a single crochet granny square pattern, there's one on my YouTube channel. Anyway, so I've been putting that off, and that is because I have not really planned out what I'm going to do with it, but also because I just don't feel like dealing with it. But our feelings, we cannot let them control our lives, because we will end up in a really bad place. Been there, done that, don't want to do it. So we have to learn to move past our feelings. And a lot of that stems from self-discipline, but I'm not going to get too deep into that. It's a whole concept by itself. Something I'm constantly still working on is self-discipline versus self-motivation. But I don't know, that's a whole different topic. But one of the reasons you can procrastinate is because you are distracted, whether it's your phone, TV, unimportant things. Distractions come in many different ways. They can come in forms of people, books, all kinds of stuff. We have to learn to lessen our distractions and to focus on our priorities and what's important. And if you're like a procrastinator, sometimes, depending on who you are, setting small goals, like when we talked about the whole planning thing, setting small goals that are kind of like bite-sizable and easy to finish, you get some kind of like satisfaction with those small things being done with your bigger project in general. That helps too. So try setting really small goals, rewarding yourself, after you finish a small thing, to kind of keep that dopamine going so that you can, in the end, finish the big project. But in the end, sometimes you have to force yourself to do things. That might sound bad, but I've had to force myself to do many things to get them done until they became more of a natural thing. It doesn't happen all the time, but you gotta force yourself sometimes. You're not gonna get anything done because sometimes you're just never gonna feel like doing it. So if you're a procrastinator, work on self-discipline and getting out of your emotions. Hey, it's me, sitting somewhere else so that we can change up the environment so your brain doesn't get bored, because we love our little short attention spans. But another thing that happens so often is we lose our excitement about why we started the project to begin with. It could have been who you're making the project for. It could be what the project is. Just any kind of excitement we had for the project, we kind of just lose it along the way. When I was making this doll, it's for my mom. I was excited to make it because it's what she asked for me to do, but I also put it off because I didn't want to make a doll. But when I got into it, I got excited about it. It was fun. It was easy to make. And I just kind of lost excitement. And it happened so quickly. Like, I didn't even realize it was happening. But when that happens, we need to go back and remember why we are doing the project. What or who it's for. And also, if that doesn't work, you might have to find a new exciting thing about your project to keep you going. Like, what is going to get me excited, what is getting me excited for finishing this doll, is I want to make like a little baby hexagon cardigan for her. I think it's going to be so cute, but I have to finish these other parts to get to that part last. That's what's kind of pushing me forward to finish the doll. So if you're losing excitement, find something new to get excited about, even if it's just the excitement of finishing it and knowing how good and relieved you're going to feel after it's done. So find your new why, or, you know, make your old why come alive again. Okay, so there's so many things I can talk about when it comes to procrastinating, but the last thing I want to talk about is being burnt out, getting burnt out, being burnt out. So this is a big one because it can affect people in different ways. It can happen to people in different ways, but we're going to talk about like the base of it, basically. Basically, when you get to that point of you're overwhelmed, you have so much going on, and you are just mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually done. And that can happen at any time, any place, to anyone, sadly. But the first thing you can do, well, I kind of don't want to say it because not everyone has the opportunity to step back from all their responsibilities and rest. But first of all, if you can rest, rest. Take a break, turn off all the things, stop overstimulating your brain. And if you can't rest, also, if you can, after that, take a step back. Look at all the things you are doing. Write them all down and prioritize them. That helps me so much sometimes. Prioritize all the things that you have to do, from what's most important to what's least important, and sometimes like what's not important at all. Things you might have put on yourself that you didn't need to do in the first place. And if you can ask for help, for the love of Jesus, ask for help if you can. Sometimes that simple act can just propel you forward and take so much stress off of you. And then after you did all of that, I would say to really help that anxiety kind of take a step back is schedule out the things you need to do and when you're going to do it, how long you're going to work on it, etc. And while you're scheduling all those things out, make sure to schedule out time for yourself to do nothing. Like nothing. Just relax. Even if it's just like a few minutes, just be like, oh, you know, we all need that time sometimes. Turn off your phone, turn off the TV, take a walk. I love walks. Walks are like my number one thing. When I'm feeling like burnt out, anxious, overwhelmed, your girl is out the door going for a walk. That's what I do. But yeah, so when you're burnt out, sometimes continually working as hard as you are is not going to help. You might get stuff done, but in the long run, your mental health is just going to be not there. It's not going to be it. So I hope this video helped you. I hope it made you think of different reasons why you might be procrastinating. That's not always due to just laziness. So if this helped you, let me know in the comments. Let me know things that you do to help you stop procrastinating, or things that make you procrastinate. I love to have a conversation with you guys down in the comments. But before I say goodbye, I want to show you guys how Star's eyes look. She just got done with her LASIK surgery. She can now see 20/20 crochet eye vision, and there it is. She looks adorable so far. So I gotta do her hair, maybe add a mouth, make her cardigan, maybe put some stars on her outfit, and I'm gonna stop procrastinating and work on her and give her to my mom hopefully soon. And as you guys know, watch this video or that video next, and have an awesome day, my crochet kings and queens, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye. Bye.